I don't care what anybody says. These not your keys. It's not your crypto. No one can ever take my crypto from me.
1032C, 1011 SWAT HQ.
I use hardware wallets with encrypted seed phrases. And I dare you low IQ idiots to even think about coming after me and my crypto. You have to pry my private keys out of my cold, dead diamond hand. I dare you. I double dog dare you. What was that?
Unit 5, set up a perimeter with Unit 6. Copy that.
Don't move. Don't move. Hands in there. Hands in there right now. What's going on here?
Well, Mr. Jones. At last we meet.
Who are you?
Agent Harold Dick from the Wallet Enforcement Agency. And sorry about the doors and the windows. I did lightly knock. Mr. Jones, we are executing a FISA warrant to search this premises for unregistered crypto wallet keys. Hey, you don't mind if we take a look around now, do ya?
Oh, look what we got here, Harry.
Well, that didn't take very long at all now, did it? What do we have here? Oh, this wouldn't be a book of unregistered wallet seed phrases, would it?
Son of.
Oh, you make my job just way too easy for me. Jackpot, boys. Good job. Go ahead and cuff this loser, boys. Daddy's probably getting a promotion out of this one. Pleasure doing business with you, Mr. Jones. See you around.
Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. I got my eyes on you, and you got no clue what I'm supposed to do. I can't help myself. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete. No, you wouldn't take what's not yours, if you know who I am. When the night will fall, I'll haunt your dreams. Little by little, piece by piece, I take back what's been stolen from me. Little by little, piece by piece, until I'm complete.
I think we're ready to get started here.
For
those of you out there that have been hitting that like button, I just want to say thank you. Thank you very much.
Seriously, I'm muted again? When would you ever go pro? You started so good. I appreciate you. Even though this is why I wanted to come over and check my check my chat early so you guys can give me a heads up. I go get tacos for 30 minutes and Road Dogg is already having a day stream? That didn't really go with tacos, did it? Anyway, man, I appreciate you guys. So, my apologies for, again, being a noob and having that mic off. What I was getting over quickly, that if you're looking for a good hardware wallet, something that can hold the majority of your coins, including A0, including Caspa, you like the channel, you want to help out, hey, you save 10% off your purchase, and it also helps the channel in the long run. So appreciate that. Win-win for you guys. What I was saying up to this is that I missed some super chats last night. I got a super chat, which is kind of new for me. I'm just getting used to all this. But shout out to Flip Coins. That's the majority of what I was saying there. Who asked for Bonk and Samo, and it totally slipped past me because when I get into these charts, I'm in the charts, and I forget about everything else. I forget about trying to press these little promo buttons and things like that. Just not where my head is. My head's in the game. So we're going to take care of you today, Flip Coins, because the first coins I'm going to look at is Bonk and Samo. There's also a request for A-Lift that got by me, and I'm going to look at that. I'm not sure if that's A0 or a different token. We'll just see what we can find there. Coming over to the chat, if you guys got anything you want to look at, go ahead. Otherwise, we're going to look at a little list I got of things that are going on and some suggestions. There you go. Welcome aboard, one hitter. All right, so I think everything's kosher now. We got our sound, we got our visuals. Ooh, the visuals are starting. The visuals. Don't forget the visuals. You see spots? You see spots? That's because we lighten it up a little bit. We put a little disco ball up there. Sometimes we break out the girls. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into the charts. Quickly going to go over Bitcoin just a few minutes. We don't like to spend a whole lot of time there. It's what, 256 now. We're making some good time here. I don't want to spend a whole hour talking about boring Bitcoin like everybody else does, charting it down to the 15-second and trying to figure out what's going on. It doesn't matter. If you watch this stream later, I want you to get some value out of it. If you watch this stream 2 days from now, I want you to still get some value over it, because maybe we talked about a coin then that we hadn't talked about in a few days, and the analysis will stay good because we mostly concern ourselves with the daily, the 4 hour, and of course we look at the smaller time frames too, especially when requested. But you know, most of you guys aren't out there day trading the 1 second chart. Most of you don't have the time for that. Most of you guys have a 9-to-5 job or some kind of job taking up a big portion of your day and a family. You don't have time for all this day trading stuff that's kind of pushed out there saying, this is what you need to do. It's not what you need to do. The long, slow play is where you make the huge gains. If you're new to this thing, dollar cost average is your friend. Even right now in this point of the market, and a lot of people may disagree because we're at a kind of a top area, we're still in an excellent dollar cost average zone for whatever strong projects that you want to go with, because these numbers are going to go way up from where they are now. And if they go down, you're nibbling on those as they go down. Just helps you out in the long run. We're at a good place, people. We're almost getting ready to get out of this place and go someplace higher. So if you don't have your bags packed, or if you're not working on packing them, I don't recommend you do it all at once. You need to get your head in the game, get some skin in the game, because this train's going to leave station before too long. Why do you say that, Road Dog? Well, we've been looking at this for the longest time, this breakout of this rising wedge pattern, which, as you've seen this on altcoins. If you've been watching the channel, a lot of them have done the same thing. They go parabolic. It's normally a horrible pattern that bounces you down to the downside, but right now we got this little bear trap right here. Broke us up and now we're on the upside. Very similar. And I show this all the time. What we did over here in 2019, same thing happened. Same thing happened, same formation. Rising wedge, bear trap, and then this happened. No guarantees that we're going to see this, although it's showing all the right signs that we're going to probably see something like this. Now, this was the actual start of the bull market. Now, we're way too early for this, really. Really, we are. Unless there's like some subtle sift of FOMO from the institutional side, which may be. They're coming in early this time because they came in late last time. It wasn't until after Michael Saylor, started, throwing it out there. God bless Michael Saylor, man. He had the balls to jump out there. The space needed somebody to do that. And he's just been a champion. Call him a Maxi, call him what you will. I call him the reason why we had a big old pump up, him and Elon both. Embracing Bitcoin and the future. And that's what we need from these old goats that have been running our money system for the past 300 years. Freaking lizard aliens, I don't know. Tell me, how do you keep the same agenda for over 1,000 years? I digress, but anyway, this is what happened, and number went up. Now that number had a big old crash with FT Pool just selling off, scared everybody. We'll get to that later. Expect that kind of stuff in the market. Get ready for it. There will be big ups and there will be some big downs that will scare the crap out of you. Don't let your emotions get to you, but right now, if I had to guess, they're trying to do the same thing that they did back then and make us think that the number go down. And there's lots of influencers out there. There's several that are calling for just that. They were the same ones looking for $3,000 back then, and all through the highs of Bitcoin at almost 70,000. I'm like, are you going to partake of this bull market or not? How can you short all the way up to the top? What? Ride with the trend, my friend. The trend, the thing that wants to go up. I just can't spit it out. But everything looks good on Bitcoin. The biggest things that we need to pay attention to in my book, especially when it comes to altcoin, is this chart right here, total 3 alts. We're respecting this trend line that we broke out of. Now, this is our 3rd time tapping it. We need to quit tapping it. Alts, you need to break away from this. I know, you like her. You keep coming back to her, but you got to move on now. It's got better things to do. You got higher places. It's continually making higher highs and higher lows, so that's a good thing for us. And this is why our altcoins started dumping out again, and our tether dominance, that's that nasty fiat, that dollar version of crypto, which is not legally backed. It is not It is not legal tender. It is a crypto representation. So tell me, do they have jurisdiction there? Oh, I can't wait for that legal argument to come out. I've got to see how that one works out. That's where I'm at. We're not, just because it says US dollar tether does not mean it is a dollar or that it is in the US jurisdiction. The US jurisdiction has not ever claimed that. Meaning, well, that's a can of worms I think they're afraid to deal with. That's a very interesting tax situation. I know what they're going to say, though. But anyway, we're at the point where people will start taking profits out of their altcoins again, go back into Tether. Or I'm sorry, take those. I thought that wrong. They have taken profits. Now we may see some more buying and, people getting back out of Tether again. We kind of go wishy-washy right now, and dominance, Bitcoin dominance, that's something else that we watch. When it goes up, it's usually not as favorable for altcoins, but overall it's trending to the downside. As our dollar over here is also losing value because, they keep printing more and more of it. It's like too many Beanie Babies. Pretty soon everybody's got a Beanie Baby. Pretty soon you got a closet full of Beanie Babies, that aren't worth anything. That's our dollar. And some of these altcoins, just saying. Overall, I expect that we're going to largely just trade sideways Bitcoin like we normally do. If we get a pump up, hey, that's good. That's a sign of retail coming in. I expect to see that more in our altcoins over the weekend. And the more trading that we see, numbers going up over the weekends with altcoin is good for us. That means that people are starting to come in. Some of the old people that said, I'm done with crypto, bought too high. Some of them that threw their hands up a while back are starting to come back. But as more and more of that happens, that will be helpful. That's what we want to see. We want to see a strong retail market coming in. So a few more things to talk about Bitcoin. This was my original line in the sand going by Wix. It wasn't extreme. We've been playing with losing that. We haven't. Now I've had it's thrown up some red flags for me, and I'm having to watch closely. And it's just market makers and whales. It's whale games. There are whales in this market, and they're playing their games just like they did before. You don't let them freak you out. You just kind of pay attention to what they're doing. They're taking profits and trying to scare people. As long as we do not cross below this orange line, this is a weekly line that I've got, and this is about 34,000, 34,500 right now. As long as price does not come down there, open a candle below there, I'm bullish. I'm good. I'm good on Bitcoin. And that's all we need to say about Bitcoin. It'll probably go sideways, and altcoins may get a little pump up. Turn one more time to the chat here. Make sure I'm not missing any exciting conversations over here. Oh, there's no obligation, Strega. But I didn't even see it. The super chat that came in last night. I didn't see it at the very end, but then it may start making me feel bad. Hey, myself. How's it going? To the moon or what? Eventually. We're definitely getting the launch pad prepared, in my personal opinion. We're just having some technical difficulties doing those last-minute safety checks. Trying to flush out the fuel lines there. All right. So to make it up to flip coins, we're going to take a look at Bonk. Bonk, I've just got the tiniest nibble that you can have. It's not one that I played. However, Charting Crypto saw this one early, and meme coins are really not my cup of tea, but I do dabble in them. This is just one that I did not dabble into. Let's just clear out this whole chart. We looked at it before over here, and it just kind of kept going down, and a lot of things did. This one came out early this year. CC's been on this thing though, and look how well it paid off for him. Look at that. So you got a chart of stuff that is just coming down. Looks like it's over, but you see that in the bear market, but just kind of leveling out, lower lows, lower highs, but it kind of makes a a falling wedge type pattern on the big picture, right? These little guys have a high propensity to break to the upside. About 75% of the way into the pattern is usually where they break. This one is no different. Got about in the area and then it shot up like crazy, man. I mean, if I was doing a measured move, it's already blew past that. That would have been right up here in this area. This thing has made intense gains. Now, is this the time to get into it? Well, that's not usually how we play this game. We don't usually chase these green candles. We usually chase the red ones and buy when things are flat and nobody's interested. When other people are too scared or other people are not interested in this at this time. And then we get like this crazy, crazy move. But imagine if you were following this, like with charting crypto. Man, this thing has already done like an 11x and currently sitting on almost a 10x right there. So shout out to CC. If you don't know who he is, look him up. He's a great analyst here on YouTube. I likes him. He gives good solid advice. Sometimes we do things similar. Sometimes he has, he's got his own systems and everything, and they're very unique. I like it. It's always worth looking at other analysts who are keeping it real, not getting freaking out, overconfident and cocky, trying to shove something on you, some trading group or something like that. Watch them. They get emotional and they don't do what they say they're going to do. Watch how they trade. It doesn't match up. I'm just telling you. After you get a good grasp of TA, you can kind of weed out these guys and say, yeah, you're just making stuff. You're just saying whatever they want to hear right now, aren't you? Yeah, because let's go to Bookmap and then let's make up a story that fits book. Yeah. You see some stuff out here. I recommend everybody learning some basic TA. It'll open your eyes to so much about the market and even to yourself as you start trading it. It's amazing. But you don't have to pay for it. Everything is available. How many times I got to say this? ThepatternSite.com. Google it. Thomas Bukowski. It's all there for free. If you want to buy a textbook, I mean, you can find this download a PDF over on my Telegram group, which is free. You can buy the book. They're kind of hard to find. Sometimes they're expensive. Encyclopedia of Chart Patterns. This is the GOAT. This is the guy who did all the research and back testing, the percentages, the details. This is what you need. Save your money. Spend a little time learning what this stuff is. And most of it is out there for free. And these guys are making a killing selling you that free information, just taking clips from their live stream and paying to watch it again. And sometimes it's not accurate. We're getting a rejection here at the 618 Fibonacci here for bonk, which is common. We normally see that. Now we could come back down from here, which is common. We can see that. Since it did not get above the 618 here, and I'm on the 5-day chart, by the way, maybe we can come down a little bit, something a little bit smaller and see what's going on. There's a chance to come up to, okay, we're at 29,836 with a bunch of zeros and a decimal before it, right? Next target I've got is just right under, it's 39,448, right under 40. We could be headed there. Ichimoku Cloud kind of supports that idea. I've got some bearish divergence here, and that means that, the things are not matching up. It's getting a little bit too overheated, and expect a pullback. Us being at this particular Fibonacci level, let's go back to the bigger time frame so we can see what's going on. Good chance we'll get that. Now, if I had to guesstimate, that be true that we do not go up any higher. Why do you look different? There we go. I'm going to pull from the swing low to that swing high up here, since that gives us our possible high. It means the retracement area may come back down here to the 618. Now, something to give us a little confluence with these areas would be this 9 moving average, because once price gets away from it, she's going to come back and touch that at some point. Now, being on the larger time frames, it can kind of give us an idea what to look at. So I'm going to mark this area between the 618 and 786 Fibonacci as an area that may be good to build your bags. Remember that we do have a breakout of this falling wedge pattern. Now, this pattern has a good chance of coming back. And if my memory is correct, because I had to correct myself, 62% of the time it will come back to its breakout area. How do we know this? Well, a simple way to just double check is the patternsite.com, free site by Thomas Bukowski, the GOAT. Retired the stock market when he was like 35 years old. Software engineer. He's got the nerd approach to do all this stuff. This is where you get all your, this is your alpha. This is your alpha. So we're coming down to look for, would it be under wedge? Yes, under wedge, falling, the falling type. All the details right here. Throwback is what we're talking about. Throwback, pullback rate. Throwback, pullbacks, we use those interchangeably. 62% chance we're going to come back to where we broke out. When you hear that statistic that is thrown around for every pattern, it's because of some very faulty training, all going to the falling wedge, and now they apply it to everything. 68% of the time, this pattern does break to the upside. It is almost a meme here on people that came from a certain trading group, and even new trading groups are doing it. Well, it breaks all 68% of the time. It's true on this one, but it's not true on everything. Just keep that in mind. 62% of the chance, it has a 62% chance now to come back here to these areas. Yeah, think about that. It may not, but 6 out of 10 times it does. So somehow they don't mention that. They forget about that part. They didn't read the whole, they didn't study Thomas Bukowski. Bukowski's the GOAT. So we could see this. I hate to say this, but even this 882 comes into play. So these are your 3 levels that might be good for building this back up. But this rejection at this 618 Fibonacci level kind of brings us into picture here. Anywhere, and technically we're anywhere, 618, 786. The stronger the move, usually the bigger the pullback. But just to give you the little edge, you're looking at the 9 and the 21 moving average. And if they move up, you move your targets up a little bit because we're headed back to those guys. If we do not, now let me clear that, if we do not continue past this yellow line that I've got there, these new buy targets are based on us actually getting rejected here. Now we continue up, remember, we got some nice areas, maybe up to 62,885 for bonk. You could be seeing that. So if we're rejected from here, remember down, our next target, if we're not rejected, would be 39,366. So if we get more upside, and you have to play this as an if-then, because we don't know what's going on yet. It's a little too early. It looks like we got a rejection there. It seems like we got a rejection there. Smaller time frames would probably give us a better indication. It's not really confirmed here. Everything, even on the 1 hour, things are still looking like there might be a possibility to make a run for it. So don't confuse what I'm saying. I'm just trying to give you a place where you might be able to get back in if we lose this area. But right now, she's not ready to give it up yet. She's got to break this trend line and fall under this yellow line before we can see these yummy smaller prices. Otherwise, once she clears this area 31,289, it may make another 100% move to the next level. So that's a nice percentage up. Probably don't want to miss that, right? Probably don't want to miss that. Bonk could be doing some very major things. And I'm trying to get some ideas here on the bigger time frames. There's a lot of good signs that it still wants to go. It is here on Market Cipher, playing red light, green light, a little touch and go, indecision. But money flow is coming to the upside on it. So bonk is still doing very well. A bit of advice that I will give you is to watch the 9 moving average. If we're on a run, as long as we're above it, especially on the bigger time frames like the daily and the 4 hour. We've been flirting with losing it on the 4 hour, so that's what we're watching now, but it looks like it's reclaiming it. But as long as we're above the 9, we're up. We're up. Even if you got resistance up here, chances are if you're above the 9, you're probably going to go through it. So Keep that in mind. Right now, she still looks good for bonk. The other one was Samo, and I'm not familiar with Samo. Now, I think this is a, it sounds like a Solana coin. I don't know if it is or not. Samoid. I've heard about this, and some other people I think have mentioned this. Let's, I'm trying to look for Mixi. Let's go with Mixi. Let's see if we can find a little information. Samoid coin right here. Samo. Samo is 0.007 cents. There's 4.7 billion maximum supply. Majority of that's out there. That's it to its favor. Low market cap, 28 million. All-time high for this coin was 23 cents about 2 years ago. So Flip coins, thank you very much. Are you bringing a winner to our you getting something that's perking my ears up here a little bit? So this is available on Mexi, Gate.io, Bitmart, LA Token, OKX. I can't help it. I gotta take a look, see what it does. It might be something interested. Solana, I figured it's Solana. Solana's cutest okay, so a Solana meme, is that what it is? Amid the rise of meme coins, Solana 2021 Samoid coin was born to promote, educate, and support the Solana ecosystem. Okay. An emerging digital asset that backs a community centralized on onboarding Solana users. Okay, so we got a meme play here. Which now these guys are risky, but they're also profitable if you get in at the right time, get in with the right ones. Now, as far as the right time to get in, this is still a good time. On the weekly chart, you're still in bottom territory. I mean, to break this down, in my personal opinion, if you're trying to accumulate this for a bigger move, this area that we've been in all through here, that's what you want to do. So it's still not too late. It's up quite a bit. It's up double from the bottom here. Well, it sounds scary. But yeah, but the weird thing about these meme coins is that, you know, a 2x is nothing. A 2x is nothing for these guys. And I mean, think about it. This next level that we got to get up to right up here. Support resistance flip at 1.66 cents. Yeah, that's a pretty huge move if you make a play like this. I mean, even where we are right now, getting up to that level, that's 120%. That's let you pull. That's a moon bag. Pull out what you put in. You want to take a risk, throw $100 on this. When it gets up there, pull your $100 up and out, and then just let it ride for the rest of the market. And who knows, that $100 may turn into, you know, several thousand. You think I'm kidding, but I mean, 13 cents is not unreasonable as a target for this. So what does that look like? If you got $100, you've already pulled out your 100, you got another 100, and then by the time it reaches that, you're free, you're risk-free. That $100, you've already pulled yours out. This is your free bag's already turned into an $800 bag. That's the kind of things that we want to try to keep in mind with some of these plays, because that's the best way to do it. Moonbag it, take your risk out. You got nothing to lose at that point and just everything to gain. And if it just goes to zero after that point, who cares? You took the risk, but you didn't lose anything. Moonbag DCA for the investors, position traders, the bigger time traders, midterm holders. That's your best way to go. So interesting for Samoid. I like it. Now I'm here on the weekly. Let's come down to the smaller time frames and see what she's doing. So far, so good on the 4 hour. She's showing some signs of curving to the upside. You can see we're making higher lows there. This may be a very pre-parabolic state. Just throwing that out there. That's usually kind of what they look like, and then they start going a little crazy. So we are showing signs of, hey, I might be getting ready to blast your butt up here to about 1.7 cents. And kind of nice. Flip coins, I think you're onto something there. It's not too late. It's not too late. And we're only concerned if we break this trend line. If we break this trend line, yeah, we can see us lose, maybe a good 25 to 30% drop from there. But right now we're testing that and headed up and looking very good. It is starting to make an opening broadening pattern. And even those themselves are interesting. And if you count the wicks, it's just crazy, almost unreal. But these other targets, look, it falls right in line. It would not be unreal to see a bounce and then just a nice set of candles to go up there. And who knows, it may get rejected there. That would be where you moonbag it and let the chips fall where they may after that. So nice take on that one. Now I'm gonna come over here to the chat real quick. Don't want to forget all you guys. I'm back into sellers, says Strega. Could you look at CeeLo? It looks like it's making a red flag. Yeah, we sure can. Let me write that one down. I'm trying to. Hey, no problem, one hit quitter. Remember, there's no obligations. It's just perks, baby. Yeah, and you showed up. You show up, you're gonna get something. All right. So I missed one from last night called Aleph. I want to look at that real quick, and I'm not sure which one we're talking about. Okay, Aleph IM, because I don't think it was A0, which is also doing real good. Charting Crypto likes that one. He got me into that one myself. I do have a bag of A0 stored on my Tangent wallet. You need to get it off the exchange. Aleph IM, I know nothing about this. 500 million maximum supply, 186 is out there, fair amount. $14 million market cap, still tiny. Imagine adding 1 0. Imagine adding 2 zeros. If it's a good project, that can happen. High was 87 cents. And where are we again? Short-term memory loss. 8 cents right now. So that's at least 10x% potential, if not more. This page is available on the IPFS network. Would you like to load? We're getting Web3 already, and they're doing it. Keep your D app running smooth, and thanks to our reliable Web3 cloud solution. Okay, interesting. Web3 is, I mean, we're headed there, baby. We're heading there, and it's actually a real use case for a lot of crypto. Of course, whatever the true use case is, a lot of people jump on that narrative. I think I have a website on Web3, actually. I have to go back and check that. So Web3, I like that. We want to see Web3 a lot. We want to be in control of our data and our money and everything. We're moving to a global economy. We are. I mean, that's just what we're doing. But do we want to keep letting these little factions that have controlled it over the many years just group together and can keep controlling it? Or do we want something that's actually free? Do we want freedom like Bitcoin, something that's fully decentralized? I vote for that. Our world will be a much better place and level the playing field if we have something like that, rather than these little conglomerates of power that fight amongst themselves and use us as pawns to fight whatever real battle, economic battles, whatever kind of things, agendas that they may have. And that's just how it works, folks. I honestly think that Bitcoin and crypto is our saving grace, especially Bitcoin. So we look at some mode. Let's take a quick look at ALFC, the chart. Aleph IM here on, well, KuCoin's got it. So fighting this area here. And honestly, it needs to get up above that area and hold that. So right about 9 cents, if it holds that, would be a good area to actually get in. Otherwise, it could still do anything like this. I mean, technically. So it needs to get above that and hold it. It's got some areas, other areas to look at in there. That's just if you're trying to take a conservative way. If you're degen playing, then yeah, you're buying in close to the bottom. Go for it, baby. Do whales. That's what whales do. They do degen plays. And then some of them, it just depends on your trading style. But if you wanted to be safe, you would wait for higher highs and actual for a trend and jump in on one of those pullbacks. That would be the safest way to play this. And remember, I'm on the weekly chart here. This one's went down quite a bit. And so it's also going to have some hiccups along this trend line here. Let's see how that pairs up with our 236 area. Pretty well. So this 236 area, an area that we had trouble with before, that is really your main area to play with. Until it gets above that, it's going to be ranging within here. I doubt that it makes it just one full sweep and breaks above it. It could, but it had a lot of struggle there. And then we got some confidence saying that 26 cents is probably where we're headed. We've got to get there and break above that before we can see any more of the bigger gains, but it could be a fun ride in there. There is some bullish divergence here, which is saying that it's getting ready. It should be getting ready. The cloud kind of supports that with a big thick cloud here. We're touching it. It's going to suck us into it. So those signs are looking good. A lot of things are saying, hey, now our divergence here, we've got flat. And then on our RSI, we got it going up. Now that's a different kind of divergence. It's a little bit of a weaker form of divergence called exaggerated divergence, but it's enough to give us a nice little lift up and maybe a reversal here. And remember, I am on the weekly chart, and this is where it counts. And especially for something like the MACD, it's got its bullish cross there. So things are looking good for Aleph.im, that it may be possibly breaking out of this little range, accumulation range that it's been in. And if it doesn't, and it ranges in here again, that just means more yummy buy time to build a bigger bag of this for a nice, swing trade, nice position trade as it comes up to that 26 cent level. So if it gets rejected here and continues here, it may take it a little while. But if it starts breaking out now, you may see those prices up there pretty quickly. That's a 191% gain there. If you were to break this down as to a trade, you can set, how big would that stop loss be? That's a huge stop loss. If you bought up here, actually, if you bought above that line, I'd be setting mine a lot tighter. Even the FOMO in now, you can still set a nice, decent stop loss. That's a lot, though, in my personal opinion. Remember, I'm on the weekly. I would set it below probably your previous weekly candle, somewhere around 13%. But even that's a 18 to 1% gain. That's 240% getting in early doing the degen play. Doing the more safer play, we give you about 183% gains there. And of course, you put your stop loss wherever your risk is more tolerable, whatever works for you. But nice setup there on Aleph. So good call. I forgot who brought that up to my attention, but yeah. All right, so that's all the ones I missed last night. Let me see what you guys have got. I think one of you guys said seller, right? That's what I wrote down. I almost forgot that. Take a look at seller. Seller network, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, these are I don't know if I'm still logged in on this or not. I was thinking that was one of those on token metrics. This is a good guide. I have no affiliate links for token metrics or anything. I use the NFT. It may make me have to log in. We may have to come back to that. I was thinking seller was on their radar too. So when you're looking on the weekly for Stellar, we're at the bottom. The bottom of it all right here. We've been holding that area nice about 3 times, bouncing off of that area. 0.011 cents. And basically this is our next range we got to get above is about 3 cents, 3.1 cents. I'm willing to bet that probably comes up with a nice fib. Oh, not even the one we're looking for. I'm looking for 5.4 cents as being the major one that we got to get above. Make it look so easy, Road Dog. All you're doing is pulling fibs. You want to edge in this game, this is how you do it. This stuff works out. I'm just telling you, it's not hard. It's really not hard. Those make excellent longer term targets there. If you want something shorter, we can do that. But price action wise, what we're looking at here is the possibility of coming back up here, making this nice little juicy double bottom. It may get rejected there, do something sideways and come out. We could see that, or it may just continue right on up there and flag out on the top. It could do, a couple of different things. The important thing is for us just to make it up there. Once we do that, we confirm this double bottom, which gives us a rise to our next level, where we also have confluence that in a measured move now, about 5.4 cents. So we're just looking to kind of step this little guy up, playing level by level, step by step, and she's just still right here on this step. So it's a great place to still build a bag of this if you're trying to do something long term. Still in a good position for that. It was above the non-moving average on the weekly, so that is good. On the daily, it's getting a little rejection here. Will it stick? Will it stick? No. We got the 21 getting ready to cross over the 200 there. That's enough of a boost. It may just stick and start bouncing up from here. I likes that. We don't want to lose this level about 14.4, where it's been wicking down to, that area right there. It may try to come back down in this area again, may not touch the exact line. It's a good sign if it doesn't quite make it down there. Maybe falls a little short, but 14.3. Good area to try to get in on that right here. And we could be going for a nice bounce up. There's a measured move for this too, kind of takes us right up here to 0.18. So we're slowly working our way to change the trend to make higher highs and higher lows. We just need to get this higher high in, just for a little bit more confirmation, but a nice double bottom setup in my personal opinion here. 4 hour, how are you looking? 4 hours looking beautiful. 4 hour got to bounce off the 200 moving average, which is here. It's going to struggle with this area for a little bit. It looks like it's forming some divergence and may get us a little boost to the upside. I think she's going to do good later on in the day, and possibly over this weekend. This one looks fairly interesting. We can even do a little trend line magic here. And we got kind of a diagonal support resistance area too that's been working off very nicely too. So more upside coming for this, and I would set my targets higher. Because I'm liking, well, I guess we need to get us a little local target here, huh? I like 3.1 cents. But if you're looking for something a little juicier, about 2.3 cents will be a nice one. The next area that we're coming up to is about 18. Now that's a little too soon to take profits, but maybe it works for you. I'd be looking at 2.3 and 2.7 cents as some nice areas to do a little takey profit. If that's what you're looking to do. If you're just accumulating, then by all means, keep doing that, because that will pay you off a lot more handsomely over these coming months. A lot. How much, Road Dog? How much can this thing make me? If it comes back up to 12 cent area, which I think that it has a high likelihood to do, that would be about almost an 8x for your returns if you can hold it that long. It's got the possibility of going much, much higher if you want to hold it into the bull market. I mean, just guesstimating here, somewhere around 27 cents. That's not out of the question. No need to speculate now, we're not there, but it could do some good. Did we look at seller for tokenomics? I just like to see the tokenomics on things. Kind of gives you an idea, a little bit better of idea where you can reach. Seller network, one that I am not in, but I can appreciate it. Half of it is in circulation, 10 billion circulating supply there, 5.6 billion in circulation, $82 million market cap. It's still in a great place. It's 1 cent. Its all-time high was 19 cents. So 1 cent and 19 was its highest there, according to CoinGecko. Looked a lot higher to me. Okay, 19 cents. So still just getting to 12 cents. Nice gains. Just getting to this target over here on our next level up. You know, that's about a 5x. So looking pretty good. Coming back to the chat now. See what you guys are up to. Not a member says, hey, how's it going? Not a member. Yes, quite confused with the markets today. Yeah, a little crazy. Hey, there's Haven. How's it going? And myself. Strega says he's back in the cellar. Cellar, I think, is going to do very good for you, Strega. Especially if you hold on to it for a little while. Some nice gains out of that one. All right, so again, lots of people looking at Caspa, trying to figure out Caspa. It's all the rage these days, and rightly so. I'm all for it. But, you know, we're getting a little play going on, some profit taking, some pullbacks. It still looks strong to me, though. Do we have anything? Now, we're below the 9 moving average. We haven't done that in quite a while, except for when we're in accumulation. Could we be looking at this, a pullback, and touch the bottom of this trend line? I think that's likely. Could we come back to about the 10 cent area? Yeah. Maybe the 9s. I do have a target there in about 9.5 cents we could see. But don't be fooled. Don't be fooled. She's also getting a bounce off of this 21 moving average twice. May recover that 9. If it does, you may be looking at a flag situation. The angles are holding kind of nice, so we may also be looking at a situation kind of like this. Wherever she decides to break out, which would mostly, probably be, I'm just guesstimating, would come back and check it again. Gives us a measure move to this area confluence at 18 cents. Though I think it could go there. I definitely think it can go there. I think there's some confluence right here with our trend line that we've been on. And we will follow this trend line, bouncing on the tops and to the bottoms until we don't. And normally it's a bearish breakout, but she's a fun ride a lot of times until it does decide to poop out on us. There's some bearish divergence, but there has been. It's a little bit negated if we're going parabolic, and well, if you haven't noticed, Caspa's just going parabolic. She's been playing with lots of emotions, going up and down. But I'm looking at this parabolic move, and we're arguably either at step 2 or step 3. We could have up to 5 steps to the upside. You could even look at this. Can ya? Oh, really? We're just kind of in price freaking discovery. Totally. I've got nothing to work with there for. So Caspa is trying to find itself and find its value, and the more people like it and more people will turn on to it, the better it does. Have falling prices, falling volume, meaning that this downward action to the downward move is starting to get tired out. So I got 2 scenarios. I would like to see it flag out and keep going and maintain this parabolic move to the upside, work toward 23 cents, 25 cents, maybe a little higher. If we don't, then we're coming down to test the bottom of this trend line right here, which is not bad either. If it does have a potential to break to the downside and come back down to 6 cents or something. That's more likely to happen, but doesn't have to. It could also get a bounce there and just continue straight on up. This has more of a probability of happening than it does breaking to the downside at the moment, in my personal opinion. I think it would be our next touch down here that may be its last straw. So I think we got more upside on Caspa. It looks good. When she dips down, I nibble a little bit more, just slowly put a little profits back into Caspa at some good times. I'm trying to do that with several coins. Caspa is one. Another one I'm finding like I want to start putting some of my profits into is just some of these coins that kind of steadily go up. So I want to have some tether, some stable coin, catching some big drops. But I also kind of want to, increase some of these bags that I know are going to do well over time. YFI being one, so a nice one to DCA into, in my personal opinion. It's got a straight up candle, right? She just came off of these juicy areas around 5,000, 14,000 now. Well, this one can keep going, so, throwing a little in here every now and then and just letting it keep riding up, so like getting interest on that savings account kind of idea, till we reach up about $36,000, $48,000. And remember, this guy topped out at $93,000. Just throwing that out there. It was the shizzle, but she's kind of a blue chip coin now. It's got some nice potential. I'm looking forward to start getting up here 19,000. Another one you might want to look at with this idea is Maker. Maker kind of doing the same thing. This little guy can rise and rise on the slow side. So throwing a little profit into it every now and then, letting that bag just build and DCA. She just, makes a constant up, and then sometimes she takes some big moves, and that can be helpful. So I'm looking, we're at 13,000 right now, maybe getting a little bit of a pullback from this. And then chugging along toward 2,000 eventually. And again, of course, you got Ethereum to do the same thing. And of course, Bitcoin. Don't neglect Bitcoin. Bitcoin's always a good one to go into. Just checking my chat over here. And now, let's see, we took a look at that. Here's one that you don't want to leave off your radar either. It's Near Protocol. Check and see how she's doing, because she's showing some signs of life here from being in this long accumulation, right? We're getting some bullish divergence, it looks like, here on the wave table. But bullish divergence is important for kind of determining if we're getting ready to blast off or not. I'm not seeing it so much on the RSI. That's the one I really want to see it on. There's a little bit right here. So, and that's probably why we're getting our bounce right there. Now we could see a hiccup on near somewhere around 3 cents to 3.25. We're sitting at $1.82 right now. My personal opinion, anywhere under $2 is probably a good place to nibble on near. I didn't have quite as big of a bag as I wanted last time, and sold off a little early. And to my surprise, this thing went up to $20. And I was looking at it, way over here. Under $1.50, and when it made a big rise up, I kind of got out of some of these nice places and just never really took advantage of it again, except for what I left in my bag, and it wasn't enough to do much, but it showed me some potential for it. So just wanted to put it on your radar. She's starting to break out of this trend line here. Have a little fight up to $3, and then we can start looking at $5 and moving on up, but don't forget near. Dogecoin is trying to do some stuff here on the weekly. How we looking, Doge? You're starting to look a little bullish. I don't want to clean everything off. I just want to clean up this chart a little bit. So here, this area right here, we're starting to flip that into support. That's a cool look for Doge. We can maintain, that's 7.6 cents, 7.5 cents. Keep that up. We're getting a hiccup over here at around 9 cents. Looks like we're trying to overcome that slowly but surely. MACD is probably our best sign for that. She's trying to make a move on the MACD for real. It still has a fight on its hands. But it's also a nice little breakout of that channel. That channel suggestion, we're going to come right up here to 9.6 cents to that 200 moving average. There we will probably get rejected until this 9 starts coming up a little bit. Let's take a look on the daily, see what it's doing there. Overall, it's making some good strides. It's starting to get bullish. It's starting to make its little baby steps. And it's right above the 9 on the daily, so you can't knock that. Everything on the daily looks good. So I do see some more upside coming. We're at 8.2, looking about 9.5, 9.6 cents. What is that going to give us from this area? Nice little 18% move to the upside. So if you're in Doge, I mean, it's climbing. But overall, just like a lot of these altcoins, man, this was accumulation. You're in the very last stages of accumulation at this point in the market. So whichever coins you're going to pick to ride for your long-term holds, these are your last chances, in my personal opinion, to get a good position, at least half of your position. There'll be some chances. There will still be some pullbacks and some crashes to come to give you a chance. But if you're waiting for things, if you wait too long, you're going to miss some of the biggest exponential points of your profit. I mean, buying in at 11 cents and taking profit at 55 cents is a lot different from buying in half a penny and taking profit at 55 cents. You understand? That's a lot. That's a big difference. So getting in early is kind of key. And we're still early. We're still early. We're still early. Even though a lot of these things seem high and getting higher, we're still early overall. Just don't go all in at once. Got some of that hopium. Altura. Oh baby, she's doing something. And she's at resistance area, trying to break out of it. One that you might want to put on your radar if we get a pullback. This one might have a chance. If we're getting rejected here, it might come back down to 5.3 cents. It's at 6.5 cents now, but this is a good support resistance area that it should touch at some other time. Hopefully it will do it one more time before blasting out. If it doesn't, I would expect a big pullback from when it does. It needs to do that for healthy rise action. It needs to come back down, and that would be a great place to probably get in on that. So you might have that chance soon. This is on the daily chart, which is still looking strong. The 4 hour is starting to get a little weak right up here at this trend line. So we're getting close to that cloud. So yeah, I think there might be a pullback. Might be a chance, but then again, it may be only at 5.2 cents because this area is starting to show some weight here with this trend line. Well, that's coming right at, it's coming in. Okay, yeah. It actually gives us confluence. My bad. Okay. So that might be how we see it happen. It comes back and retests this trend line before it starts blasting off and make another run for it. That might be what we see there. So I actually want to keep that on there. So keep an eye on this one. It might be getting ready to do something kind of really nice. What might it be doing, Road Dog? What are you saying? Well, 9.7 cents is the target we got to aim for next. Up to that 15.8 and up to that 24 cents. I'm just saying. Looks like she's trying to do something. Technically it's a bearish pattern, but if we see it break to the upside, a run up here to about 15 might be kind of quick. So just putting that one on your radar. TAO, Bit Tensor. One that I wish I had a lot more of because she's going crazy, man. She's going crazy. She's going to keep going up. This is what we got to break out of a bearish pattern. Waiting for a retest. It might get a retest, it may not, but we're looking for a hopeful rejection here. 175, maybe coming back down to 138. Could happen, may not happen at all. She may just be headed straight up to 201. She's on a tear, but I would like to see a retest. At some point, she may come back down to $95, but I don't see that happening right now. But just know there is some strong bearish divergence for me. So I'm hoping for this, but I'm looking for, some crazy areas to continue up for Bit Tensor. She's on a tear, so I'm nibbling. I got in at a good price. I just didn't buy as many as I wish I could have. Famous last words, whatever. Tia Celestia has been still on the radar. Need to come look at this one on the 4 hour. She just keeps going up slowly but steadily. She's getting a little bit tired now. Some of that bearish divergence is starting to have a little bit of run in on her. She broke a trend line and now she's riding underneath it, which could be bullish. Some of the indicators are saying, hey, we may try to break back into that pattern. If it does, that's bullish. If it can maintain it. We can also kind of spread this thing out since we've got a close over here from our last break, giving us meaning that our trajectory's changed just a little bit. Doing that, I want to change my top trajectory just a little bit and see how it lines up. Lines up a little bit better now. So she's trying to make a higher high. She made a higher low, so it's very possible we could be looking up to $7, almost $8 Celestia. We're sitting at 653 right now. So we'll stay in this trend until we don't. I think that's a good target to look for. We want to try to get a little bit of validation here with our fibs. We got 729. I'm just throwing that up there. She's still playing nice. If we get above this area at 660, I mean, that's where we're topping out at. We might see 829, 830 out of that. Let's see if that plays out. Still looking strong in my personal opinion. Now, I know you guys have been hearing about Rune, and it's been doing great. And it's been holding out about $6. That's a Fibonacci area. Best I recall. We'll probably have to check that out again. Currently looking like she might be making the flag. Didn't quite meet the measure move from the other flag, which could have taken us... Could have taken us actually up this high, 745. Maybe getting another flag here. See what we got if we get a breakout from there. That's edging us closer to our target. I'm looking for 850 out of this guy, but there's all these little targets in between, about $8, 716. Overall, I'm looking for the 618 Fibonacci area to play out, and she's just been doing good and working on that big parabolic move, and I think she's going to slowly continue this big parabolic move. We're on the 1 hour there. If you look on the 4 hour, it's just almost like it's straight up. But look, you know, $12. If we're going to make a higher high, we need to go above $12. Just saying. Can it? Yeah, it can. That's why I wanted to get this thing well under $1.50. And my bag be pumping. That's one of the best bags I've got going on right now. One of my best growing bags. So, wanted to keep you on your radar. But if you've been in, remember, there's also Thor Swap, which is trending right now. Let's look at Thor Swap. Doing pretty good overall. Let's zoom out and take a look at the weekly on this. Now we confirmed a double bottom here. So for anyone looking to play Thor Swap, buying a retest of this area could be the nice place. Unless you set, tighter stop losses. What gets wicked often gets candlestick, so we don't rule out this area at 87.88 cents. That target is just right there for us. Want to zoom out and get some other targets to look at here. $0.62 is something that's a must-have. We got to do 62 cents, or else we're just going to be in a range. $1.50, $1.89. Nice targets to look for Thor Swap. Thor Chain and Thor Swap are getting attention. Decentralized platforms. Doing cross-chain stuff over there, doing some good stuff. Great project, good use. Measure move just from this breakout takes us to 73 cents. So there's several different targets right there to look for Thor Swap. So I want to throw that one on your radar. Now, what kind of percentages are we looking at? If you play it safe, buy a retest of this area. I mean, that's just going to our measure move. There's 84% gains coming up to where it wicked before. 117 coming up to $1.50 area. It's 275%. This one's got some nice gains. Nice possibilities. I like the chart. I like what I'm seeing. You just have to be careful, make sure we're not getting rejected and come down and start doing all this stuff. It could happen. If it does, 18, 20 cents, 23 cents, a great place to look at Thor swap. However, the signs are just saying on the smaller time frames, we're looking pretty good. Looking pretty good. All right, guys. I'm going to call it a day. It is now 3:56, and I will be on later tonight, probably about 10:30, 11 o'clock tonight, going over more altcoins and crypto strategy, looking at the market, taking one last little look at Bitcoin over here before we head out. How's you doing, Bitcoin? You hanging in there? You hanging in there? How's my trades over here? I got some trades over here at BitUnix. Looks like I took a loss. Did you take a loss? Yeah, I gotta pay a little bit more attention. I'm up 111% on Rune. Trying to ride that baby to make up some gains there. Gotta get this baby back up to about $250. That was my high point. Something happened that I'm not aware of. Somebody forgot to set a stop loss like an idiot. But so far, most of them are doing good. Keeping track of some of that. All right. Until tonight, everybody, trade carefully, trade wisely, trade safely. Remember, altcoins look like they might be pumping up a little bit this weekend. Take advantage. Play your plays. Get out there and make some money. This is a good time for trading spot. Some of you may be trying to be brave and trading futures. You know, it's gambling. Just call it that. Just gambling. Trading spot is a definite way to go. Or hey, Satoshi, man. Hey, welcome. All right, good night, everybody. I will see you this evening. Remember, you got this, baby. God bless you all.
Come on, come here, bud. Come on. You freaky dog. I don't need to analyze. Every word that comes out is a lie. Make it look like you're so ice, ice, ice. You won't make it to the finish line. Now if you gotta know the truth, was gonna let you go. It was fun.
You're getting very wealthy and you like this video. You want to subscribe to this channel because you like it.
Come on, come here, bud.